Hey, Aries, Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring in your February 2025 career and money reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aries, what is going on for you? I am picking up here on some of you going through a slower phase potentially in your career or your finances where things haven't been as productive, or perhaps you have even been procrastinating in a sense. Maybe there's a second wind that is starting off your year, because I'm just feeling that there's been a slower type of energy here. It's like slow and steady. Yeah, the high priestess. Sometimes that high priestess is, behind the curtain. Maybe some of you also have been planning. You've been planning and getting things ready to move in a new direction in 2025. Some of you have just been working behind the scenes, but I also feel like you've been doing research here. You've been taking financial inventory, seeing what needs to be changed. Yeah, look at, you have the 3 of coins. This is about lessons. It is about building a solid foundation. And that's what I'm seeing here is there was a bit of either a pause for reflection, or again, it could be a tad bit of procrastination, or perhaps again, you were working on something behind the scenes in order for you to really launch up into something by Aries season. So by March. So I do feel like there is a plan that you are securing, or you're looking into at this time. You're really processing some deeper emotions and deeper intuitive insights here. You have the card of life purpose. So I feel like you are really getting honest with yourself about your path moving forward and what's going to bring you joy, happiness, but also what is going to bring in financial abundance. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your physical material needs, but you don't want to sell your soul in order to do so. And I am getting here, some of you may have been working in a situation where it did feel like you had to sell your soul in a way. Perhaps you were working in a very cutthroat environment, or there was a lot of competition, maybe even a bit of negativity. Or for others of you, this is about getting honest with yourself. And it's also about not procrastinating on a dream. If there is something you want to achieve when it comes to your finances and your money, this is the month to make a choice. Get prepared, get planned, because I see Aries season, which begins March 20th, I believe, March 21st, is really when your life opens up. It's when the portal opens up here. Look at, you have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So it's go time. And I feel like planning now or getting organized now is going to bear fruit. So let's dive in here. You do have the planner card. Some of you could even be event planners, organizers of some sort, project managers. You could be taking your paperwork in to connect or talk to someone else. Maybe that is a tax advisor, a financial advisor, a bookkeeper, an accountant. So you're getting all of those things ready here. You're no longer putting it off, or the time has come for you to take a look at something, maybe on paper. It's crucial that you make a plan to make sure each day counts. You could even be filling up your planner or your schedule for the upcoming year. I do see that some of you are booking events, you're booking appointments, you could be looking at trips throughout the year as well. So I feel like you are getting very organized, very routine, very structured, because you have the King of Swords coming in here as well. But I feel like this is a good mindset to be in, because then it will allow you to have a little bit of fun in your year as well, because you've planned things out and you've scheduled them in. That way, when the time comes, you're not scrambling. You're not scrambling saying, oh, I didn't have that on the schedule, or that wasn't on the calendar. Now I have to try to fit it in, or just forego it altogether. So I do see you taking a look at what needs changing. You could even be reorganizing your space, your office, your drawers. And I see some of you changing up a schedule as well. Perhaps you typically work certain hours or you typically have a routine. This needs to be shaken up a bit because something has become maybe a little bit stagnant or a little bit boring, or just it feels like you're ready to go in a new fresh direction. And if you got a bit of a rocky start to the new year, this could be your second wind. Okay, you could have a second wind coming in here, because the light bulb is showing up. The light bulb is about lucrative ideas and a new income source. So I do see a new beginning coming in here for you. You have the Fool in your reading today, and that is a hope of yours. You want to have a fresh new perspective. This could even be a new income source. For some of you, you are job seeking at this time. For those of you entrepreneurs out there, I see you coming up with some new plans, some new ideas to shake things up a bit, because there's been a routine that is starting to feel more like a duty, or it's starting to get a little bit, stagnant. You're ready to spice things up is what I'm getting. Add a tad bit of creativity to the mix. And because this says new job, some of you, there's a light bulb moment going off here. You're planning, you're researching. You may even find a place that really connects with who you are, your mission, your purpose, what you stand for. Now, even though I don't see the Hierophant here, we do have the High Priestess coming in. That's your first card out. High Priestess is Cancerian energy. So intuitively, you are connecting to, your spiritual insights, your intuitive nudges. So you may be withholding or detaching from an energy that just doesn't feel fun or helpful or creative any longer. It feels like you're detaching from that job or that energy, because you're ready to spice things up. It's like the light is gone off and you've been scrambling in the dark looking for, the light switch. And I feel like this is the month where that light switch, you find it. This can also be an idea that you have, that you may be creating a business plan, or you could be creating small goals for you to reach this, reach the bigger goal. I feel like you could be breaking things down into an idea that you have, and maybe even collaborating with others to bring this idea to light, or to light with the light bulb, or to life. Now you have the cutlery here. This energy reminds me of resources. You see the knife and the fork, but what's missing is the spoon. And it's very difficult to eat some tomato soup with a fork, right? You need the right tool. So I feel like you are looking at your resources because something may have been missing. Now, this could be an individual that you're looking to fill a spot in your company. Maybe you're hiring. You could be the hiring manager, or you are looking to delegate some tasks. And I feel like it's important that you have that resource or that tool. So that's what you are preparing or planning for. You could be even going back to school. You could be filling in this piece is what I'm getting, because you don't want to go without the spoon if you have some soup at the table, right? And I feel like that's what you're looking into at this time. Do I need to order a new meal, or how can I bring the spoon to me? So you are possibly the sole provider in a situation here, Aries. Some of you are just looking for a bit more work, or to spice things up in your work, or just to live well. I'm also getting community. Some of you, this is like a 55 plus community that you may be looking into, or you are wanting to collaborate more with people that share your goals or your hobbies. Financially, You could also be looking in a condominium. I'm getting a home. So some of you are looking into a new space with more things to do, okay? More creative, hobbies or activities. I also feel like some of you may be a part of an HOA. Maybe you're trying to get out of that or go into it. But I feel like there is something missing, and that's why you've been sitting in this high priestess energy, really contemplating life purpose regarding your career as well as your finances and maybe all areas of your life. But this does affect and flow into your career or money matters. It says you will have new ideas and inspirations that guide you towards your divine calling. And that's that light bulb moment going off here for you. What is meant for you will not leave you as long as you continue to push forward. And like I said in the beginning, there was a bit of a delay or a bit of a pause in order for you to reevaluate and really ask yourself, what do I need to do to move forward? What do I need to do? What choices do I need to make? And what new goals do I want to set out for so I can hit my target? And that's what you see on the life purpose card is the target. And I'm seeing the nines are very highlighted. Now the 9, of course, is what is closest to the bullseye. We are in a 9 collective year, 2025. So this could be about finalization. This could be a year of, completion for you, of service as well. Some of you are really surrendering and saying, how can I be of service? How can I fully embrace my creative spiritual skills and abilities? So whatever this missing piece is, that spoon, I feel like you're going to receive important information or knowledge that gives you insight towards this mission for you. It says, ask for what you need and things will align for you to carry out your vision. Yeah, things are aligning. If you felt like something was missing, here's the help towards the end of February, even into March, because I feel like this is all a bit of a preparation before we hit Aries season, which is the new year astrologically, right? Aries, March is the actual beginning of the astrological new year. So I feel like that is the start that you really will dive into physically and materially in 2025. You have the Rose card. This is about financial relief, being content, loving your role that you're playing, loving being where you're at, the people that you surround yourself with, helping others. This is being a supportive, person in a supportive role. And I also feel like other people are supporting you as you fully embrace your mission. This is job security and there is a lot of growth. Now, the fact that this is your outcome tells me this is what you're planning for here. There is a plan of, financial relief. Maybe some of you, this is retirement. This is about taking your spiritual business or practice, to the next level. I also see some of you moving that is going to give you maybe more opportunities, or there will be some expansion there, or a lot more support. For those of you that have felt unsupported in some way, or perhaps you've been hoping for that raise, but maybe there's been a bit of denial. Maybe there's been some empty promises, and now you're really getting honest with yourself, and your intuition is saying to you, wait a second, you've been here for how long? You deserve a promotion or a raise, but they keep telling you it'll happen, but it's not. It feels like there's a judgment day coming up here, or a choice, which is what I see in your outcome. So starting off, we do have the High Priestess. This is about decisive intuition here. The High Priestess is about going within. It's that life purpose energy of really going within and connecting to your higher power. It's also about your dreams and your visions. You see her third eye is wide open. And I am getting a vision board for you. Now, Aries, this just came up in another reading, and I'm getting this for you as well. So I'm not quite sure if this was your sign, but I am getting vision board here. So some of you, you may want to look at In the other reading, it was the bottom left quadrant, but now I'm getting the bottom right quadrant. There's something about the right side of a vision board that is activated for you. So for those of you that have a vision board, I would love to hear what is on the right side of your vision board, because something here is being activated, specifically around finances, wealth, money, or material gains. So if you have that vision board, drop it below. I'd love to hear it. But there is an unlocking taking place, and you see the two pillars as well. So it feels like you are rising up from a situation that may have felt a bit unbalanced or not as supported, but it feels like the universe is bringing you that spoon to support your dreams here. So trust your intuition, trust your daydreams and your visions. For those of you that do not have a vision board, pay attention to your daydreams as well. What is it that you are wanting to manifest? What can you see in your third eye chakra? Because that is blossoming here. Some of you could have beautiful green eyes. Some of you may also do eyelash extensions, or you work with beauty in some way. Okay, that's coming up here. You are a beacon of light. You are a pillar of light to many. You could be on, of course, the spiritual business path moving forward. Perhaps you are opening up your own health or nutrition or healing business here. I feel like you want to get out of the rat race. Some of you, it feels like you've had to sell your soul in some way, maybe to a 9-to-5 or to a company that just doesn't align with who you are. This is a strong, intuitive, spiritual energy that is showing up for you. And I feel like you're meant to do something with these ideas. That's something we often do not do, is we get intuitive hits all the time, right? We're all connected to the divine well, right? The spiritual well, where we have access to it at all times. So we have information and insight that guides us, but we have free will. We don't have to move in a path that our intuition is guiding us towards. But if we often deny it, or we don't focus on it, we can feel a little bit off, or we feel like something's missing, and there's that spoon, right? So I feel like the high priestess is actually bringing you access or information to bring all of these business tools or spiritual tools together in order for you to really blossom into this rose. Okay, you've had to nick a few thorns is what I'm getting here for you, Aries. But crossing your path, we have the 5 of Wands, competition. It can be a little bit of struggle with friction, okay? Friction either in the external world, okay, in your environment, or it feels like there's been a lot of competition to get the role that you want. Oftentimes the 5 is change, right? It's uncertainty, it's obstacles, it's conflict. And some of you, it's travel, because you may want to work from home, work remotely. And that's been difficult for you to maybe find a new position that is as flexible. But the 5 of Wands tells me that you have the ability to work through conflict. It's a time to avoid drama. I would say avoid drama if you can. Don't jump into a dramatic mess that may be going on around you. Try not to get in the midst of it. I know we have some Mars energy coming in, and that can really activate volatility or our fiery side. So Aries, just be mindful of that this month. But I feel like there's conflict resolution. Now, it is in the challenge position, which we read it in the reverse, and it says resolving conflict here. So perhaps there has been a little bit of a butting of heads. Perhaps this is even with your own mindset here. Perhaps your mind has felt like it's been in a little bit of a loop. I feel like you are bringing something together in a collaborative way, not not a competitive way, okay? Collaborative versus competitive. There may be some different opinions or viewpoints or adversity that could be beneficial even. Now, you may have some great ideas that you want to showcase or help others with, but maybe everyone or someone doesn't agree with those ideas. There could be a negotiation or even a compromise coming in here for you. Now, in your foundation, you have the Three of Coins. You have been building a very solid foundation for yourself, okay, for your finances, for your career, your business. The Three of Coins is the stepping stones. It is collaboration. It is building that good, strong foundation. When a lesson is learned, when you've hit a glass ceiling, you crash through to the next level. And I feel like that is something, Aries, that you've done your whole life is, when you have maximized your growth in a specific area, you are someone who wants to continue learning. You want to continue evolving and growing. I feel like that's just part of your nature. And I do see schooling or education showing up here as well. Some of you have a certification. I also see some of you may have put something on pause, perhaps due to responsibilities or other priorities that had come ahead of finishing up this class, this workshop, this certification. You may even be called to go back to school this year to wrap something up or learn a new skill, learn a new task. And because I see the snowflakes here, there is a message about your own authenticity, right? You've heard that there's no one snowflake that's the same, kind of like our fingerprints. You are very unique. So even though you may be taught a certain way, there's a message about you putting your own unique twist on what it is that you do. Because sometimes we're taught to go by the book, right? But it feels like you see things from a holistic point of view. You're able to see things from all different angles instead of just one way. And that's a message here for you that could be very beneficial, is for you to maybe know the rules so you can bend the rules, is what I say. Or, understand how things work so you can get the best possible outcome. So for example, sometimes there are tax tricks and tax incentives that not, every tax accountant or advisor will share with you. They're just doing the bare minimum, but you may be getting in touch with someone who wants to express or share what some of those loopholes are, or to help you benefit in some way. In return, it benefits them because they feel like they're being of service or help. Some of you could also be learning more tricks of the trade, is kind of what I'm getting here. Maybe you're learning about crypto, or you are learning about tax incentives or business breaks or things of that nature that can help you moving forward. Now, in the recent past, you have the Queen of Swords. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. This is very interesting because recently, I put these readings out a tad bit early. January 11th, we shifted out of Aries North Node and Libra South Node. And I feel like there has been a lot of lessons that you've learned and accumulated in the last year and a half while these two nodes were in your sign and Libra here was in the South Node. And this is all about, balance, thinking strategically, thinking logically as well. So I feel like you have grown instrumentally. You have grown within the mind. There's a message here about using the mind to build, not destroy. Using the mind to build, not destroy. And that's what I see you doing. You may be crossed with destruction at times, but now you have the experience or the wisdom or the knowledge to do better. And I always say, when you know better, you do better. So I feel like you're not letting the mind go down a bit of a rabbit hole. That's why the intuition is coming in here. And the King of Swords is above you, saying you've learned now that ethics come into play in a very powerful way for you. This is about you standing in your integrity. The King of Swords is very intelligent. He's very logical. He's very experienced. He's very strategic. He'll share his knowledge. He is someone who has a lot of it. Look behind him. He's in a library here. And below you, you are in, stepping up on the book. So you have a lot of book smart, but I also feel like you have a lot of worldly experience. The King of Swords could be that spoon that's coming in for you. That could be, a characteristic of your own self, or this could be someone else who knows their stuff that's going to help you bring balance. There's the justice scales, all right? And there's that Queen of Swords. So I feel like whatever has been either miscommunicated or whatever has been an illusion. The King of Swords is not interested in fantasy whatsoever. He is going to take that knife. He's going to cut through it so there can be balance and order restored. And because I do see, I'm jumping ahead here, but because I see the Seven of Swords in your energy, the King of Swords is exactly what you need to kind of overcome that hump of either denial or self-deception, or if there has been some masks that people were wearing. I feel like that King of Swords, he's not going to put up with that. Not in the upright. He is going to be honest, tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And I feel like the truth is going to bring in a brand new beginning. There's something about the truth bringing in a new beginning, because we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. Ace of Wands is in your near future. Some of you could live near a big city. I am getting London and I'm getting New York. I'm also hearing Chicago. So perhaps those are areas that you are connecting to, or you may work in one of those cities. This is a motivated beginning after a bit of a pause or a delay, right? The Ace of Wands here is beautiful when it shows up in your career sector, because it is about creativity here as well. It's ideas and passion and inspiration. It's everything we talked about in the beginning of your reading here. So this is about potential. It's the seed of conception. It's been planted here, and I feel like you're getting ready to showcase. Some of you are artists. You're very, very talented here. It's like, you have some work to do, but you've been planning. You've been planning for it. You've been training for it. And I feel like you're more ready than you think. So don't worry about outsiders or bystanders in your world, because they don't know the training that you've been doing. They don't know that you've been preparing for something, because you have kept this to yourself, or you've kept something a secret here. And now there may be other people that may be looking at you thinking, what are you thinking, right? How are you going to make that move, or how are you going to do that? But you're trusting your intuition blended with your knowledge. And that is a recipe for, manifestation. That's a recipe for something quite beautiful. Now, again, Seven of Swords showing up in your energy. It did show up in reverse, which is really about the mask coming off. Some of you, there are powerful lessons around vulnerability, and this has been coming up so often. I may have to do a video just on vulnerability, but it feels like something that scared you, maybe it intimidated you, or perhaps you were conditioned to believe. It feels like that no longer aligns with that purpose of yours. And maybe it never did, but I feel like it was meant to be there in some way, but it was meant for you to figure it out. It was meant for you to take off the mask and say, is this where I'm meant to be in my life? Is this home the home I want to stay in? Or is this job where I want to continue, making money or investing my time or my energy? So the Seven of Wands sometimes has to self-persevere, right? They sometimes sit in that energy, even if it's sticky, even if it's icky, because they need to pay the bills. They need to survive here on this earthly plane. They don't always love it, but they have to maybe go along with the rat race or go along with something until they get that portal of opportunity. And I do see the Seven of Swords here is about, illusions. It's about motives and ethics, and the fact that you have the King of Swords coming in tells me that there is an honest, ethical opportunity opening up for you, and a mask is being revealed. All right, what's going on in your environment? The Nine of Coins. Nine of Coins is one of my personal favorite minor arcanas because she has created a life that she loves. She has put in the blood, sweat, and tears. She is someone who, she or he, it doesn't matter. It's just a feminine version on this card. She is someone who is prosperous in her victory. She's not feeling unfulfilled achievements, right? If she is making choices in her life to fulfill those achievements. She's climbed a lot of mountains in her time. And the Nine of Pentacles here is about material wealth, self-sufficiency, independence. It is about feeling confident and feeling proud of yourself and being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor instead of work, work, work and no play, or it just feels like you're a slave to the industry or a slave to your work in some way. This is about enjoying it, having fun with it, loving what you do, and being able to make enough money to not just exist, right? But to live in a world that you feel like you're being taken care of, and you're able to shine your talents and your skills and your gifts and really grow spiritually as well as financially and materially. So Nine of Coins is your environment. This is a positive sign of moving forward towards really creating that life that you're proud of. You should be proud because you've gone through a lot. Now, the Fool card is in your hopes and fears. Some of you are fearful of starting over in some sense. Maybe it's starting over with a new mindset that it scares you because when we hold on to a specific mindset, sometimes for decades and decades and decades, it is so challenging at times to change your mind about something. If you've been living in a certain way or a certain location, perhaps you've been in the same state or the same country for the majority of your life, there may be a fresh start coming in, regarding your finances or your career, and it can feel a bit intimidating. It can feel a bit scary. And I see here that success is a move away. Some of you, that is quite literally. There is success is a move away. And you see that he's at the top of this mountain. And I just said here that you've climbed some mountains. So this is a fearless beginning, meaning that fear most likely is going to be present, but that's a good thing. We can let fear motivate us. We can let fear, allow us to be excited within the anticipation, but we can also tell fear to kick it, get in the back seat, fear. You can come along for the ride, but you're not going to be the driver, right? You're not going to drive this ship. Otherwise, I'm not going to move forward. And I feel like there is a bit of anticipation, a bit of excitement here, but let that be your motivator in some way, Aries. Now, your final outcome, you have the Two of Wands. You have the Two of Wands here, and you see the red doors. Red is the color of the root chakra. That is our foundational system. It is, basically, you see on the Three of Coins, her stepping up into the foundation, and she's a child here. So oftentimes this is formed between the ages of 0 and 7. So I see you making a choice, making a decision that could shake up your whole foundation. But I feel like this is good because there's been a holding back, maybe due to planning. Perhaps you were planning, perhaps you were saving up for something. Maybe you had to go through years of, education or knowledge before you got to that top of the mountains. For some of you, you had to take the steps to build into your, your financial structure or your career portfolio in some way. But I feel like you've hit a new level, and you have a new portal, a new door to walk through. This is about moving forward, making a choice. Now, the Two of Wands is a decision point. It is asking the universe. It's our prayers, our visions. It's progress as well. You've made progress, and that's why you've come to this point where you are unlocking, a new path, but you have to choose to explore, choose to listen to that inner compass and be willing to step outside of a comfort zone, because something has either become routine, stagnant, complacent, or there's been a bit of doubt or indecision, and your intuition is kind of nudging you, giving you a soft nudge saying, be willing to explore. Be willing to stay curious and stay open to the unknown. And that's why that Fool is here as well, because the unknown is scary as heck. We don't know what's behind door number 1, door number 2, or door number, 5 in this case. But there is an opportunity showing up right in front of you. And sometimes you feel like you don't have enough information. Maybe this spoon that we see on the cutlery card is your own intuition. Maybe you have the physical knife and, the physical or material fork, but perhaps that spoon again is, and I'm getting the Cats in the Cradle song, Cats in the Cradle and a Silver Spoon. So maybe there's something about like a father dynamic or stepping into more of an action-oriented role, or to take action here, because I think that song is based on a father and a son. Now, we do see the cutlery. I see the spoon. It almost feels like it's appearing here based on your mind, based on your vision, based on your third eye chakra. So you really do have all of the tools that you need now to make a decision regarding your job security or regarding your financial future. So Two of Wands, decision point, no holding back. And again, success is but a move away. And I am getting the Three of Wands, which is, that's the energy of the Three of Wands, like making that move, finally getting to that point of anticipation and manifestation and exploration. And I see that's what you're heading into in the 3 month, okay? March, which is Aries season. Okay, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Aries? February 2025. What do we have for Aries? Imagine. Well, this is beautiful because we're focusing on the High Priestess and her third eye chakra, and that's what this card is all about here. So it's card 20, which is also the Judgment in tarot, and that is a second chance. That is a judgment call, and I think that got brought up in the beginning here as well. This is about turning imagination into manifestation. This is creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creative illusions. And the prosperity message for you, Aries, is this. This is a powerful time to get clear on how you create your prosperity, what it means to you to be prosperous, and what attributes you need to develop in yourself to make things happen. Who do you need to be to live out your dreams? Can you imagine the kind of life you desire? Really imagine it without holding back the sheer force of your powers of creativity. If you can envision it, you can have it. Get ready, for prosperity is waiting for you to claim now. Act as if your dreams really will come true. Powerful. I love this. Now, because we have a bit of the Five of Wands, which can be too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Too many people have a specific opinion or output here, or input, I should say. Five of Wands, you could let some voices, maybe this is a father's voice, or it could even be a voice of, your childhood self, having someone come in telling you you're not good enough, or you can't do it, or that won't make you money, or you can't live on creativity and rainbows and dreams, whatever it is that is kind of blocking your progress. There's a message here for you as well. Illusions and wishful thinking rooted in a sense of lack have entered your life. Now may be the time to see things as they truly are. There's that Seven of Swords, because Seven of Swords is illusion. And sometimes that High Priestess energy, when she's not fully aligned with purpose, she can become disconnected from her own intuition. So be sure that that's not happening to you. And if it is, it says here, release any fear, then envision anew. Perhaps you are anticipating that something fearful might happen and recreating that image of disaster over and over in your mind. The universe responds to such projections, so be aware of this catastrophizing. No matter what, illusions and awfulizing are a misuse of imagination. Clear the inner slate and stay grounded. Stay real. Only then can you truly have what you desire. Didn't we say that in the beginning? Some sort of truth is going to offer up this Ace of Wands. It's going to help you cut through. That's what the King of Swords is here to do. I'm really loving this for you, Aries. So yeah, some sort of truth coming out here. So try not to catastrophize, and that's easier said than done, I know. So for those of you that are catastrophizing or in that fear, right, because we can fear less with that Ace of Wands, right? We can fear less, which means it doesn't mean that fear is not there whatsoever, but we can tell fear to take a hike, get in the back seat, fear. We're being honest about our path. We're getting focused. We're getting clear, and you're not anticipating some sort of failure or, worst case scenario here. All right. Let's get a message here from your spirit animals. And at this time, Aries, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. Perhaps your animal swims deep in the sea. They could be mystical, magical, wild, or domesticated. This could be a pet that you currently have at home. Maybe one that's crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. Or maybe an animal that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. There is no right or wrong answer, Aries. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animals, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them below in the comment section. I personally will enter you into that free reading giveaway. So please be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, we have here. Now, was someone seeing the centaur? I was getting the centaur in my mind's eye. So definitely some beautiful mystical creatures coming in. If you've seen them, drop them below. We have the sandpiper spirit. Be playful. That's also a reminder from the Fool card to be playful. The Fool is a very fun, lighthearted energy. And as I mentioned earlier, if things have become so serious for you, it may be time to laugh, play, invite more fun into your life. That's what Sandpiper Spirit reminds you. Be playful. Now, some of you could be 51 years old, 65, born on the 8th or the 31st. We also have Whale Spirit. Trust the great mystery. Whale is such a powerful force. When a whale makes a splash, right, it makes a splash. And I'm thinking of the judgment energy here for you as well. So there is a big splash coming in that I feel is an intuitive hit. This is water. This is emotion. We have the High Priestess, which is Cancerian energy. And I feel like there is a deep trust of the unknown, a deep trust for your soul purpose, your mission, and spiritual intuitive insights coming in here. Trust the process. There is something that may be changing in a big, big way for you. Next, you have Bobcat. Life is a mystery. It's card 8, meaning you've gone through some things. You've had to rely on your strength and face some fears. But you know what our greatest strength ever is? Vulnerability. And I feel like through life's mysteries, there's a reminder here of don't close down. Don't shut down your intuition, or don't get too rigid within your thoughts. Because remember, the power of the mind really does determine your reality. You can use that mind to build or that mind to destroy. Trust in the great mystery of life. And then lastly, you have time to let go. Groundhog Spirit, which is interesting because Groundhog's Day lands in February. So this is beautiful. 31. I don't know if this year is a leap year, but I do feel like there is a strong release happening here for you. A release of the old energy or old structures that may have been a bit faulty, maybe even belief systems that didn't fully align with your values or your integrity. I feel like there's a reshifting of energies coming in. So you're getting rid of the old, letting go here so you can make room for this Ace of Wands. So this really is beautiful. All right, last but not least, let's get a final message from your soul's truth. What does Aries need to know about finances, money, wealth, and abundance? Are you on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process. We just said that. Trust, trust, trust. And question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, Aries, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. Today, search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. I love this for you because trust is so very important. Remember that whale that I just did a 5-minute TED talk on? Trust the great mystery, because something is going to be better than you could even imagine, but you will never know unless you continue moving forward. And I see that that's exactly the choice that you are making here for you. Trusting that things are unfolding exactly the way they are meant to. That is what I have for you, Aries. If you like the reading today, please hit that thumbs up button. I'm also hearing Steve or Steven or Stefan could be someone's name. Please take that as it resonates. And I'm also getting someone may have a broom break. That's interesting. That could be metaphoric as well, but someone could have a broom, like the broom you're sweeping up the kitchen or sweeping up a mess. It feels like a broom handle or the bottom part of a broom breaks that may need replacing. But I'm also getting here that could be symbolic for, clean sweep, cleaning things up a little bit, or even a clean break for some of you. Thank you again, Aries. Please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Thank you again for being here. Please subscribe, drop your animal, do all the things. Thank you so much, Aries. Lots of love.